Okay, I am live. Oh, let me get my things ready here. Give it a minute or two or three. See if somebody's gonna show up for my live stream tonight. Okay, hello there, Freddie. Freddie's here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's 9:01 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Yay! Hi, 44 Liam. Hi, TK. Exorb. Hello there. Kumusta? And hello, Replay Dance. I'm glad to see you here. Seems like it's been a long time because I didn't live stream. I didn't do my on the road for at least two times, I think. Lil John Deere. Hi there. Okay, so have you done your homeworks? You finished your homework? Gotta make sure you finish it first before you live stream with me so you don't get a bad grade when you get to school. Nah, never. Okay, you know what? When my son was younger, he used to do homeworks every day. Then when he gets older and older, then he doesn't do the homeworks anymore. So I'll get a bad grade from replay dance. I actually finished my algebra homework early. That's good, TK. 8 p.m. and haven't started my 2 hours of homework. That's a lot of homework, Liam. 2 hours? Exorb has finished this assignment. Freddy, you can't hear me? Can everybody else hear me good? Okay, let me. Is that better? I hope it is better. Yep, I did turn it up. Sorry for that. I had it on low earlier. The only homework I do is morning homework because I can do afternoon classes during lunch. Okay. TK says, check your volume, Freddy. Yeah, it might be your volume or mine, but mine was in really low volume, so I raised it up already. So anyway, good evening, everybody. Okay, Freddy says it's full. Okay, I'm just gonna talk a little louder. Is that better? I hope it is. Um, So I would like to welcome all of you here for my regular segment, straight from the students, substitute teacher stories. And today I had a good day. It was really good, although I had four periods with no planning because I was asked to cover another class. It was still, it was still good. Do I have Dolby audio? I don't think so. I don't think so. My computer is old. That's why I don't join the Discord because I know that it's just gonna be frustrating for me and for everybody else if I join the Discord and I can't be heard or I'm choppy or I can't hear people when they talk and I have to ask them to repeat what they said again and again. So that's why I prefer to just do this one where I can just read your comments here. So anyway, like I said, to have today I had a good day. First, second, third, and fourth period, I was asked to cover a culinary arts class. So anyway, on my first period, I had 30 out of 33 students, so three were absent, and I have two Spanish speakers, and so there was an interpreter because I think they're new in the country, so they really can't understand English yet. And I have two deaf students also, so there's a paraprofessional or a language interpreter. I'm sorry. Am I still sick until now? So aside from that, Oh, there were also two who were taking the tests. So out of 30, minus two with the para, another two, and two to test. So that makes the number of students down a little bit, which is good for me. The less, the better. Um, and then on the second period, I had 28 out of 33. Um, it was a very attentive class. They were really quiet, and they were just reading an article for social studies, and they were supposed to answer questions, which they did. And since it was very quiet and they were really nice, so I was giving out Mentos to those who are quietly doing their work. I was going around and giving Mentos candies. And then that reward slip that I have, where they could give to their parents so that they could ask for some extra for a reward or a privilege for this coming weekend. And um, a lot of students are getting excited about it. They're actually asking me if they could have the blue reward thing, and I said, I don't have you in my list to receive one. So anyway, there was one student who said I was really good and I was quiet, and I thought, you know what? I think he really wanted it, so I just gave it to him anyway, and he was like, finally, I can give something to my dad, which is gonna make him happy, and I was glad to hear that. I was glad that the student was motivated to be quietly doing his work so that he could give something to show his dad. Exorb says, everyone stop talking while the teacher talking. Right, Ma'am Helen? Yeah. When the teacher's talking, everybody should listen. Okay. From Hawking Red, oh, you're here. Hello, Mrs. V. Greetings from Hawking Red. Thank you for being here and welcome. Josh Salen, did you see me? I saw you. And again, TK, I'm sorry I can't join the Discord because of this microphone, old microphone, built in actually on my computer, which I bought way back in 2010. So it's 8 years old. Anyway, the third period, I had 33 out of 36 students. It's a big class. I don't know what's the student ratio for high school, but thinking this is a lot, but it's okay because they were behaved. So um, there were two students who were excessively talking, but not in a really loud voice. So I just ignored it. Maybe they're just too excited to talk about something. And then there were two students who I asked to put away their cell phones because, of course, everybody knows that cell phones are not allowed in the classroom. So, but they put it away right away and didn't complain. Just like if I'm in a middle school student, they would be complaining first before they put away their cell phone. And the last class I was asked to cover, I had to go to another building, so it took me a while because you know how when the bell rings, you have to be there for your next class in 3 minutes. But I was in a different building that is way too far to the next building, so I was thinking, well, I can't run. I'm not gonna run to go to that building to be there in time. So I was thinking maybe the teacher is gonna be waiting for me, and actually he did. He was waiting. Hawking Red, I am at the library studying for my test on Saturday morning. Oh, you have a test. Oh, I remember you said you were flying planes. So would that be about flying a plane? From Josh Salem, can you punch teachers? Ha ha ha. Maybe you could answer your question. Josh Salem. Okay, so anyway, um, as you all know, this segment is for my questions for the students, and the ones that I would like to share are right here with me. I actually have a lot, but these are the ones that I chose to share with you because some of them are just repetitions. They're just almost the same as everybody else. So these are the ones that I chose, and I am um, why are you making videos about us? I don't know about you, Antonio Hill, but I don't know you. Okay, and if you think you don't like what you're seeing, you are free to leave. Because this community is a community who cares for each other and are excited to hear about each other. So if you do not like what you're seeing or what you're hearing, you are very welcome to leave. Anyway, from Hawking Red, yes, Mrs. D, a flight review exam. Okay, it's a flight review exam. So anyway, good luck to you on Saturday and give us some news of what happened in your exam. Okay, so um, the question that I had for these students, their uh, let me see. Okay, so my question for the students that I wanted to share is if there is one thing you could change at home, what would it be and why? If there is one thing you could change at home, what would it be and why? And I ask this because I'm hoping that if there are any parents, guardians, or a brother, a sister who might be watching this video later on after this live stream or during this live stream, I'm hoping that this will help somehow for you to understand your children. You know, because sometimes there are things that they want but they couldn't express or they just couldn't simply tell you straight because they are worried, maybe for some reason. I don't know, but I'm hoping that this will help parents, guardians, and other siblings to understand what what the students of today are saying and thinking. So I hope it's gonna help. Did you know Johnny B did a scene? What scene? Okay, from Liam. I had a bloody nose. Okay, so I'll be reading your notes later on. Antonio, that's her twin sister. Who's the twin sister here? Hello, did you hear about the teacher caught for sexting younger kids here in Jacksonville? Yes, I did. I was watching the news earlier and I heard about this teacher who was he was caught doing sexting with students and exchanging pornographic materials, and I think his bail was something like 250,000 or something. It was a huge bail bond, so I don't know. Don't skip over my comment because it's the truth about you. Antonio Hill, we have moderators here. So TK, Enfra, and if Hardcore Blood is here, I do have some moderators. Like I said, if you do not like what you're hearing or what you're seeing, you are welcome to leave Antonio Hill. Okay, thank you. 44 Liam here in Chicago. There was a bunch of protests for some reason. Who is watching a video or TV at the background? Actually me. Actually me. I was watching it earlier because I always try to make it a point to read the comments that you are giving me. Okay, so the first one here, I would like to remind everybody of the question in case you have forgotten because I've been talking a lot here. So the question is, if there is one thing you could change at home, what would it be and why? The first one says, the one thing I would change about my home life is having to make adjustments in my life for the convenience of one person that is in our house that could probably help the situation. I'm not really sure about here. So bye bye Antonio Hill. Good night. So another one, I would change it to where it was just me and my sister and my mom and my nephews instead of me just living with my dad. Okay. So probably this student was with her mom and sister and nephews before, and now she has to live with her dad. Next, one thing that I would like to change at home is to have more time on the computers and being able to sleep late. I think I think a lot of students would like that. I don't want to change anything at home because that is just my comfort zone and the foundation of my own self. Change just comes in time, so I'd let it naturally happen. I am from Manila, Exorb, particularly in Antipolo. Next one, what I would like to change would be me to be able to play whatever I want because I get really, really bored at home. Okay, um, I would want to change how late I can stay up. Stay up. So another one, like the previous one, they want to stay up later. If there was one thing I'd change at home, it would be to have a dog, a cat, or a pet of some sort. This is nice. Nice. Wants to have a pet. Yes, Antipolo Rizal, Exorb. If I want to change one thing at home, it would be my lazy personality because sometimes I wouldn't feel like doing anything, which causes me to get nothing done. But overall, I wouldn't want to change anything. I like who I am and I want to keep it that way. If I want to change something, I'll work it out. Very nice. Next one, I don't want to change anything because everything is good. That's good. I would want to change my bedroom size so I can have more room. I'd like that too. I would like to have a bigger bedroom. Okay, the next one, I would change my bedtime. Also, another bedtime here. I would change my bedtime from 8:45 to 9 p.m. instead of 8 to 8:30 p.m. Very, very detailed, very particular. I have had that bedtime for about 5 years. My brother could stay up until 9 p.m. since he was 10, and I'm 11, turning 12. Yeah, that's not fair, I think. So, parents, guardians, make sure you're fair to everybody because your kids, they're watching, they're observing. Okay, welcome, Oliver. I see that you're here. Also, PBHC, welcome. Um, I don't want to cut the lawn. My parents can hire somebody else to do it and not me. Okay, maybe if they could afford it, why not? Okay, I wouldn't really want to change anything because there is no point due to everything being completely normal. Hi, Evelyn, welcome. I would want to have endless food and eat whatever I want. Ooh. Next one, I would want to have a little brother. That's sweet. I would want to have a little brother. It's lonely to be all by yourself all the time. Maybe a única hija or only child. If I could change anything at home, I don't want to live with my dad. If I could change anything at home, I don't want to live with my dad. Okay, so hopefully, um, fathers, dads, try to be nice to your children and don't be too strict on them. They want some space maybe, especially if they're getting older. Okay, the next one, if there is one thing I can change about home, there would be no bedtime because I get enough sleep and I have homework. Next one, parents should not be able to ground children. So if I can change one thing at home, I do not want to be grounded ever again. Okay, if I could change one thing at home, it would be sleeping by myself because when sleeping with my siblings, it's annoying because they bother me and fight. I even woke up in the middle of the night just because my little sister couldn't sleep. I can't handle this anymore. So, for this student, maybe just give it some time. Hopefully, you will have your own bedroom. You won't have to share it anymore with your sisters or brother, and it will be the happiest day of your life, I think. I can't sleep right now, hoping this will help a bit. Thank you, Evelyn. Hopefully, pretty soon you will be able to sleep. For how long have you been a substitute teacher? I think over 3 years now. The next one, if I could change one thing at home, it would be to kick my stepdad out of the house at any time because he's annoying and he doesn't leave me alone and he ruins everything for me. So this one is for a stepdad. So again, parents, try to understand what's going on in your kids' minds. That's pretty sad from Evelyn. Putting me brightness all the way up helps me. Okay. Next one, I want to be able to bring food in my bedroom because sometimes I just want to go to my room, eat my food, and then watch Netflix, then go to sleep. Right now, I am not allowed to do that. Okay, so that's the one thing that this student wants to change at home. Next one, if there is one thing at home you would want to change, what would it be? My room size because my room is very small and I don't have a lot of things in my room because it is very small. TK and Enfra, you might want to put Antonio Hill on timeout. Thank you. We don't need trolls here. The one thing I would change at home is the home I live in because it's kind of small and I want a bigger one. Me too. I want a bigger room. Um, it's getting worse. Enfra and TK, could you please time out Antonio Hill? He is being rude really right now. You know what? I have a remove, so maybe I'm just gonna do it myself, so he won't be coming back. Let me see. Oh, maybe I should just ban him, but I can't see a something here that could put him on timeout. Thank you. Okay, the next one. The one thing I would change at home is the home I live in because it's kind of small and I want a bigger one. I think I just read this. Oh, it's the same one as the previous one. So two students wanting the same thing. Okay, next. I would I would change my assigned chores, the household chores, I think. My siblings are getting bigger and they should be able to help. Exactly. So if you've been doing things all by yourself, now that your siblings are getting bigger, they could definitely help. I am grateful for my family, but there is so much to change that it's not worth it. I am grateful for my family, but there is so much to change that is not worth it. I would rather not have a family than be with them. Hmm. I would rather not have a family than be with them. Parents, again, I hope you are hearing this and I hope you would consider what is on the minds of your children. Next one, if I could change one thing at home, I would change TV time because I want 3 extra hours of TV time. This is simple. Can you please show us those papers, says? What do you mean extra? Like these papers? The papers? Okay. If I could change one thing at home, I would, yeah, I read this already. I would make it so I can ride my bicycle further down the neighborhood just by myself because I want to explore and understand my neighborhood better. So probably this student is allowed to go biking, but not too far. I do that for my own kids. They can go very, very far. Okay, the next one. I want my parents to stop arguing over petty things. From the child to the parent. I want my parents to stop arguing over petty things. So, parents, if we are arguing, maybe not let our children hear. It'll probably have the student's name on them so she can show them, I think. No, there's no name actually. I don't ever ask for them to write their names, Evelyn. I don't I don't let them write the names. I don't even want to know who these students are. That's why I tell them, please don't write your names. I want it confidential. I want to maintain privacy. I don't even know who these students are, so no names. Okay. Um, if there is one thing I could change, it would be the house chores. We should get we should get a maid to do all the chores in the house. Maybe if you get richer, if your parents get richer, they can, pay a maid for you. Well, I don't think I'd feel comfortable if I have a maid. I think even if I get richer or if I win the lottery and I have a lot of money, I don't think I would want to have a maid. I would just, I just want privacy in my house and do things to myself. Is it just me or is the stream laggy from TK? Okay, not laggy for Evelyn. Not this. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, the next one. If there was one thing I could change at home, it would be that my youngest sister was never born. That my youngest sister was never born on, or that I had a different stepdad. I would change this because I don't like either one of them. Well, hopefully you will learn to love your stepsister even if you can love your stepdad because that's your stepsister. So I hope things will get better in your house. I would want some money of my own. Some money of my own. That would be nice. Okay, just talking about the stream. Next one, I would have to change the rules of my house because most of them are useless and not needed. Okay, maybe some house rules are useless and not needed. So parents, again, guardians, check out your house rules. Maybe some of them are obsolete already. They're not actually useful. Just Mia. Hello, Mrs. D. How has your day been? It's been great. Thanks for asking. Welcome, and also welcome to 360 Waven. Okay, next one. If there is one thing that I could change at home, it will be the way my dad acts and do things or decides on things. I want my dad to actually allow me to go out and be with my friends. It's nice. Evelyn, I have a stepdad and stepsisters, and I did not like them when I was younger, but now I see my stepdad is actually pretty okay. Thanks, Evelyn. That's a very nice comment you made. Thanks for sharing that comment. Hopefully, others would see it and or heard me when I read it. If I could change anything at home, it would be for everything that broke to be refixed. Someone should do this and get it done soon. Maybe there's a lot of things um, getting broken in this house, so I think it's about to get them fixed. Okay, I have a few more. I think I have three. I would change on how fast my dad gets mad because he gets onto me and my sister over little stuff. Okay, maybe a father who easily gets annoyed and gets mad right away. Okay, 360 Wavin, I am sharing with everybody some thoughts from the students. I asked them something, and the question was, if there is one thing that you want to be changed at home, what would it be and why? So I'm just reading the notes. Hopefully that helps. And then I have three more. If there is one thing I could change at home, I would change my closet into a walk-in closet so I would have more space for clothes and shoes. That's nice. I like that too. What I would want to change at home is me having to wash dishes. I am more responsible now to do other things, but I am still treated the same ways many years ago. This is nice actually. He or she wants to be more responsible. So if you think your children are ready for bigger things or more responsibilities, then go for it. Okay. TMNT 39. Hi, Mrs. D. Sorry I was late. Was working. That's fine. I'm glad you're still able to make it, TMNT. And welcome. And I'm just about to read my last note here. It says, if there's one thing I could change at home, I want my parents, I think I read this. I want my parents to stop arguing over petty things. Yep, I think I did. So, anyway, these are all the notes that I shared with you. There's a lot of them. I actually chose um, just maybe half of it because, like I mentioned earlier, some of them are just repetitions. The same things that the students are trying to say. So, anyway, let me go back to some comments here that I may have missed. From Exorb, he was asking if I win in a lottery, what am I gonna do with the money? What am I gonna do with the money if I win in a lottery? My dream, my sorry, I've always dreamed that if I have or if I ever win a lottery, I would set up I would build a home for street children. I like to gather all the street children and then put them in one place and then have them fed and get them educated and teach them some stuff that they could later on use so that they could have their own life and be good citizens of the country. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm not like those who would say I'm gonna buy a big house, I'm gonna buy a car, I'm gonna give money to charity. No, no, I'm not gonna do that. I would like, because it's a dream of mine. It's my dream, and that's what I wanted to do. So thanks for asking, ex absorb, but that's exactly what I wanted to do. It's always been a dream to build a maybe 2, 3 story house for street children, and I want to see them happy and being attended to and having the freedom to play and be kids and not worry about many things. So, Hulking Red, good night, Mrs. B. I really like your live stream. Thanks for sharing. Thank you so much, Hulking Red. I think you're going to bed now, so I'm glad you were able to make it. From PBHC, did you guys see the shooting in Maryland? No, I did not see that. PBHC, thanks for informing us. I will get to that later. Another shooting. Okay. Evelyn, you're such a good person. Many could learn from you, Mrs. D. Thank you, Evelyn. If you build that house, HMU, what is HMU 360? 3 or 4 people died. That's sad. Your dream is beautiful. Thank you, Ancestral. Oh, Ancestral Maids, welcome. Welcome, welcome. Um, PPHC, Mrs. Lee, you are really kind. You know what? I really just have a very soft spot for street children because I've seen a lot of them in my country and my heart bleeds for them because they are kids and they can't do anything about their situation. So my heart aches for them. So if I win the lottery, that's what I'm gonna do. Orphans too. Yeah, there's a lot of orphans, street children who are orphans. That's why they're on the streets. And there's a lot of orphans that are well situated and they're in a nice orphanage, but there are still some who are in the streets. So I really want to be able to help those children who are out there in the streets because they are too young to help themselves. I have a very, very soft heart for all of them. Okay, oh, that's a sad, sad one. Where did I finish college from Exorb? I finished college in Rizal, Roosevelt College. Freddie, are there a lot of blacks in Jacksonville? I think so. I think there's a lot of them. Because at home, no, not at home. At school, I mean, when I go to a school, sometimes there's 70 to 80% black. They need a good role model and educator and paternal or maternal figure. Exactly, ancestral maids. Thanks for sharing that. A homeless person with Wi-Fi. Who's the homeless person with Wi-Fi? TK, what are you talking about? Was there any comment about a homeless person with Wi-Fi? Okay, Freddy's back. I know that kids hate school. I hate it too, but we should be grateful for school. Exactly, PBHC. We should be very grateful for that because a lot of students or a lot of children are not able to go to school because they couldn't afford it. In my country, there's still a huge illiteracy rate. There's a lot of people who can't read and write. And we are very lucky here in the United States that we have free education, and not all countries have free education. Okay. Oh, 360 Waven said he was homeless. Okay, so anyway, it's been almost 40 minutes, and I was intending to end this segment here for just 30 minutes. So I'm over 10 already. So I would like to say good night to everybody for keeping me company. And before I go, I would like to request everybody, like I requested yesterday, if you could please help me get to my goal of 4,000 watch hours by September 30th. I still have 10 days. If you could help me get to 4,000 watch hours, if you could just watch my videos, click on the playlist, choose any playlist and have it going. You know, you don't have to be there watching it all the time. Just keep on playing it so that I could get the watch hours, the 4,000 watch hours by September 30th. It's a personal goal that I want to accomplish through your help. So please, if you have time, if you're at home and you're not using data, you're just at home, kindly click on my playlists and watch any of them or keep them playing so that I could reach my goal by September 30th. So thank you so much again. Thank you everybody for being here. I love you all. Later, later. And bro fist, everyone. Later.